welcome everybody. Got a exciting episode of Recycled Idaho with Kyle Nelson from Gem State Metals. So I've been wanting to do this with you for a while because we buy a lot of iron. We buy a lot of recycled steel.
Yeah.
That market ebbs and flows pretty dramatically in our world, on a monthly scale. But you're on the other end, which is really cool because I like to see how it's all connected.
Yeah.
Just let our audience know, where's Gem State Metals? What do you guys do?
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. We kind of connected. I actually found you guys on Spotify, and I gave it a listen, and then realized, hey, that's Nick.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're on 52nd and Sawyer in Garden City. We are the only cut-to-inch place in town. And then we have a bunch of other services.
So what do the other places do? You cut to the inch.
Yeah, we sell everything by the inch or square inch.
Okay.
A lot of places are selling by the stick or by the pound, maybe even. Just kind of depends. I don't pay attention to what they're doing really. I'm just trying to focus on what we do. But yeah, we sell to the inch, square inch. So right when you walk in the door, on the left-hand side, you've got our drop shelf. Mm-hmm. So once it gets down under 48 inches, we throw it on that shelf, and it's basically like a picker's dream right there. You have square tubes, round tubes, DOM, cold roll, hot roll. We even have stainless section in there, solids, flats, squares, aluminum. Anything you can think of that's in the metal market, really, we have in there. We have brass, copper. So in that first, that's right when you walk in the door, you have that scrap kind of. People love picking through that and going, oh, this will work for me.
Yeah, well, we probably get, varies week to week, but 2 to 5 people that walk in here.
Yeah. They
want to walk the yard, and we're just not set up to do that. We got a lot of metal going in and going out. Mm-hmm. We don't have just a good spot to do like a resell.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other headache I don't want. So I just send them your way because you also, and correct me if I'm wrong, you don't have a minimum. Right?
We have like a $5 minimum, it's on credit cards because of the processing fees and stuff like that. But if you bring cash, you can get whatever you need.
You can get whatever piece you want. So
most likely, it's in that spot. If it's a $5, whatever, it's in that drop section right when you walk in the door, so you can grab it. Say, I need 6 inches off this, and we'll cut it for you. No problem. And that's kind of what we do.
So you don't have a lot of these other bigger shops, they have a pretty high minimum though. And that's where guys will find me because they don't want to spend $200 when they need a piece this big.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I have it here. I just don't have a good way to find it,
Yeah.
I'm like, man, we can't find it. You got to talk to Kyle down at Gem State.
Yeah, inventory is tough. Especially when we have so many different items. We have a ton of items down there. Like I said, we have stainless steel, we have copper, we have brass. So a lot of times you can come in and say, hey, I'm looking for this. And then, one of the guys will know exactly where it's at. But it's a very hard problem, the inventory problem, especially a small business like us where it's just me and Jeremy and John and Brian, it's just...
There's 4 of you running that business?
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So
just the one location?
Yep.
Okay.
Now. Yeah. We're hoping to expand.
Okay. But, how long have you guys been there?
So been there... The previous owner had it for a lot of years. It's been open for a lot of years. And some of your listeners that have been there probably know Tom and his legacy, and I took it over.
I never met Tom, but I'd heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting character.
Okay.
I'll just leave
and he sold the business to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Yeah, I was doing aircraft sheet metal at the Guard out here, just down the road, and wanted to do something entrepreneurial. And the business broker said, hey, we got this metal thing. Let's go take a look.
Okay.
We went down there. And
when was that?
That was 2.5 years ago now.
Oh, okay.
So been doing it since then.
Are you happy you did it?
Some days, yes. Some days, maybe not.
It's kind of a loaded question.
Totally, yeah. Being a business owner is intense, man. It's like drinking from a fire hose most of the time.
Your days never go as planned.
No, for sure. Everything from internal stuff to customers to, and we really strive to have a good customer service. Because I think that's something that's kind of lacking in our industry. You go down to the metal shop and it's a bunch of rough and tough dudes.
It's a little roughneck.
Yeah. So we actually get most of our positive reviews I found on Google are women, because they'll come in and be like super surprised that we were like really nice to them and helped them.
Well, so that's important. I mean, and that's becoming more and more important.
Yeah.
Every day, we really try to hit that home at all our yards with all our customers. If it's a customer that comes in, if it's a customer that we have bins at, like you know, we don't want you to even like really have to think about it. You know what I mean? Like you think about running your business, we'll handle the extra, like whatever you deem like waste metal to be recycled. And that's how we met. So, and it's been. I've always wanted to have bins down at your place, because I've literally been referring people down there even when we didn't do business.
Yeah.
Just because I want to give people a good option.
Yeah.
And me walking the yard with them isn't the option.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I appreciate that, because there's not a lot of room in the budget for advertising on a small business. So the word of mouth stuff is key. We really rely on good reviews, and people telling other people.
Word of mouth still very important.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously.
And your reputation in the market.
Reviews are very important.
Yeah.
We do a fair amount of advertising ourselves, but, if you can get a good word of mouth, and that traction does grow.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if you're the only shop offering what you do, which as far as I know, it is. So,
I believe so, yeah. There's some that do similar, but not to the extent that we do. Like we're probably one of the only copper retail places in town that I know of, along with some of the stainless steels and stuff like that.
Okay, so you'll do like different alloys. You'll do brasses, coppers.
Yeah,
do aluminum.
We have some in stock, some of the common sizes. We have so many that we can't carry them all in our little
You have to
spot.
special order some,
But a lot of times we special order, like especially if it's something random like 316 stainless round bar.
Some high temp nickel, things like that.
I just got some 13-8 1-inch thick by 6-inch by 72 for an entity the other day. So we use our buying power we have a forklift and everything, so that kind of makes our costs a little bit cheaper on the shipping and things like that. Another thing that we've been doing recently is getting into knife steels. 1095s, 1084, some of the cool stainlesses, S35.
Because there's quite a few knife shops in
Idaho,
actually.
There's a really big community of knife makers.
Those knives are so expensive.
Some of them are, yeah. You get a guy put their heart and soul into making a cool Damascus knife. You know? It starts costing money.
They're awesome. Like I have just a cheap Gerber.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah, for every day I rock the buck.
Yeah, I don't take good care of it. I use it as a pry bar. I use it a little bit as everything. But I've always when I go to a nice knife shop, I always look behind the glass and someday I'll get one of those.
Yeah, shout out to the Idaho Knife Association. They're putting on a show. And we'll be at that, just talking to people.
Where's that at?
That's at the Courtyard of Marriott, right off the Eagle exit. Eagle and was that Overland, I guess?
Yeah.
It's August 9th.
Oh, just in a week or so.
Yep, just in the conference room there. You can come and see awesome knives. Chris Reeves Knives will be there. They're the big sponsor. But then some of the makers that have been on Forged in Fire and some of the really cool.
Yeah, I would like to. I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah, you should come check it out.
Is that a weekend? What is that?
Yeah, I believe the 9th is a Saturday. I'll have to double check my calendar.
Okay.
But yeah, just Google the Idaho Knife Association and you'll find it. But yeah, that's a really good time.
So 3 years ago, you didn't own a business.
I did actually.
Oh, okay.
I have 3 now.
Well, let's hear that. I didn't even know that.
The first one I started as a side gig while I was in the Guard, and it's a service business. It's pretty silly. We actually chase geese, and I've been doing that since 2012.
Do you chase them like off properties?
Yep.
Things like that?
Yeah, we mitigate their effects on certain areas.
Okay.
They drop a lot of poop and.
Oh, they're menaces.
Yeah. So we
My
have a
wife
few.
goes to BSU and she's
Yep.
always talking about all the geese in the park and how they're kind of scary.
We actually bid Boise State at one point, but somebody higher up in the food chain decided that they didn't want to chase the geese.
There's still a lot of geese there.
Oh yeah,
so you know.
Nope, they didn't hire us. So, but that's kind of just been a side gig for my wife and I.
So you're very entrepreneurial.
I would like to think so. Yeah.
So you got the geese. What's the geese business called?
I just call it Tree City Management.
What's it? What is it?
Tree City Management.
Tree City Management.
It's not really customer facing. I just work for a few clients.
Okay, well that's cool. And then you got Gem State Metals. Mm-hmm. What's the third one?
And then I started an LLC with a machine shop.
Okay.
And we're trying to develop a piece of land to move Gem State and the machine shop into, and hopefully have a small business community of metal supply type businesses. Okay. So it'd be me supplying metal, have the machine shop there where we can do stuff above and beyond kind of what I.
So you could buy it from you and then go next door to the machine shop.
Yep, have holes.
Have some custom stuff done.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And then
that would be really cool.
I would love to, yeah, because then it's like a small business community.
Yeah.
So there's on the piece of land we acquired, it's got enough room for about 6 units.
Okay.
80 by 40, and we'd love to develop it, but money is interesting right now.
Interest rates are higher.
Interest rate is high, so we were looking private equity. We're still kind of got our feelers out for investors, and so if anybody's interested,
okay,
hit me up.
We'll get your contact info on this podcast so people could reach out to you. Reach out to you for your shop, reach out to you for any future business endeavors.
Yeah, for sure.
And things like that. But I want to go a little farther back now.
Oh.
So, you're in the Guard. You're still in the Guard,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thanks.
And so when did you join the Guard?
2009 is when I joined.
Okay. So that's been 15 years ago.
Yep. Yeah, I actually just signed a 6-year re-enlistment. It'll take me to my 20.
Okay.
So, I've been doing it a long
That's awesome.
time. Yeah.
So are you from here in Idaho?
Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up here.
Born and raised right here in Boise?
Yeah.
Nice.
My dad likes to tell the story that I was almost born on Bogus Basin Road.
Okay.
Because we actually lived up there at the time.
Okay.
So, yeah.
A lot of skiing or no?
Yeah, when I was a kid. Yeah.
Not anymore?
Then when I was a teenager, I did snowboarding.
Okay.
Now my knees are...
they're shot?
They're shot, yeah. Do a lot of dirt biking and stuff.
Okay.
So
you still get to enjoy Idaho for
yeah.
what Idaho's great for, the outdoors.
Yeah, I do dual sport riding and I do dirt bike riding, so I get out as much as I can.
And so how did you get into the metal work?
So the Guard really trained me up on sheet metal.
Okay.
I tried to move away from Boise and do a school to be a pilot, and then didn't work out for a couple reasons, financial, plus I kind of realized that I didn't want to be away from family, as a pilot.
Yeah.
That schedule kind of sucks. I love flying, but I just kind of made it too private. So then I moved back home after that. That was in Spokane.
Okay.
And realized how crappy it can be outside of Boise. I got my car stolen 2 times in Spokane. There's a bunch of homeless there.
I've heard.
It's kind of on the up and up now, but back then it was rough.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, Boise is a pretty nice place to live.
I think if you're from here, we take it for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's still such a great town.
Yeah.
I've traveled a lot, and I'm born and raised in Caldwell, so the same area.
Yeah.
And I've traveled a lot. I think when you're younger, you think, the grass is always greener.
Exactly.
Yep.
Until
you start traveling, I'm like, I don't know if I'd want to live anywhere else. I don't mind visiting. I really enjoy it, traveling, but But I love it here.
Yeah, I definitely had that grass is greener thing, and then went up there and got my car stolen, and
you're like, I might come.
I'm going back to Boise.
Yeah.
So I came back, and my dad gave me a tour out there when I was younger, and I just went and talked to a recruiter. I was like, yeah, get me in. Then joined. My recruiter was Milo Davis. He's awesome. Mm-hmm. And, you take the test to see what your aptitude is and everything. And I just crushed the mechanical stuff.
Okay.
So I was going to go do like TACP, and then I was like, and then
what's that?
TACP is like tactical control air party. You're a guy on the ground and drop bombs for the pilots.
Oh, wow.
But
so are you the guy like marking the targets?
And stuff?
Okay, and then they drop the bombs.
Yeah.
So you were gonna go into that.
So I joined into that, because I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
But being at college for a couple of years and only eating ramen noodles,
yeah.
I couldn't pass like their minimum standards and stuff to even go to school. For, like push-ups and sit-ups and stuff. And so I ended up having to switch careers.
So were you at like Boise State, or where do they put
No,
you
up in Spokane.
Oh, that's right. You were in Spokane for school. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And my wife and I were just scraping by, eating noodles and
yeah.
But then my recruiter, shout out Milo Davis, he's awesome. He got me into sheet metal, and realized I loved it. It's awesome.
So how does that work when you join the Guard? Do they have their own like training all on base? It's kind of like a voc school, or how do you learn it?
It's actually, so you go active duty to learn your trade.
Okay.
So after I join, I go to active duty. Tech school is just like a regular active duty.
Okay.
Recruit, and then you go through that tech school. That tech school was like 4 or 5 months, something like that.
Where was that at?
That was in Pensacola, Florida.
Oh, okay.
I lucked out super hard with that. A lot of tech schools are in like Texas or just in the middle of nowhere, but mine was on Pensacola.
Okay.
And they do that because the Navy kind of has a sheet metal school there too, so they kind of combine forces. And anyways, it had a beach on base, and so you could fish from the shore, and that was super.
So you got to live in Florida for a little while.
Lived in Florida for a little bit, yep.
Does the wife? You were married.
Yeah.
Does your wife stay here?
She probably could have come with me, but it was it was like 4 months.
Yeah.
She stayed here.
Stay here.
Yeah, I stayed in the dorms and stuff on base, so it would have been really hard to kind of get a place off base.
Yeah.
Then came back, and then there's some on-the-job training that we do. You have to sign off tasks. The guys in the shop teach you how to do, aircraft specific stuff. And out here we
is
have
that what
the
you're
A-10.
working on? Is aircraft?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, the A-10 Warhog is what we have right now.
Is that a lot of like aluminum? What's
on
the I figured it's mostly aluminum, right?
And the A-10 is a lot of aluminum.
Yeah.
It's also super famous for having the titanium bathtub.
Okay.
Protects the pilot from small arms fire from below.
So they're sitting in a titanium cockpit kind of deal, right?
Yeah, underneath them is all titanium. It's really cool.
Okay.
And I think, are we going to go out there and do a tour?
I would love to.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the phase docks, they pull the gun out so you can see underneath and everything. It's really cool.
Okay.
So I'll take you through there.
Yeah, I would love to check that out. I think that'd be cool to kind of put all that together for our audience to see.
Yeah, it's super cool. The Guard loves it when we bring people out and kind of show them around and show them what we do, because public outreach for them too is kind of hard too,
Yeah, I think it's good to just get it out there. I think a lot of people, and the reason we started this podcast is there's so much cool things, so many cool businesses, so many cool stories right here in Idaho.
Yeah, for sure.
Right under people's noses.
I didn't realize it until I became a business owner myself, and then people come in, like a cabinet shop owner comes in and I need, this or whatever, and you get to know that guy.
Yeah.
And, it's pretty cool.
It's really cool. It's a cool community. There's a lot of great manufacturing going on here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of big manufacturing going on right here.
Yeah.
So we like to highlight, all sides of it. We've never done like a metal supplier.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to go check out your shop.
Yeah.
We'll film a little there to share with everyone. I'm excited to check out Up on Base.
Yeah.
Will they let us film up there?
I think they will. I think
okay.
We'll, yeah.
Okay, great.
I'll get it.
We might have to share it with them to get approval.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to get some approvals most likely, but yeah, they're more than happy to have people come out and film and do stuff. So,
we got to go on the boss lift.
Oh,
with
yeah.
a guy that worked
One
here.
of your guys is in the guard?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool program they do. Did you actually get to fly on
the Black Hawk?
Hawks? Yep. Yeah, that's on the Army side. That's a really cool program. The A-10 is a single-seater.
Yeah, so we didn't get to go on the A-10.
I never get to take rides or anything. Hopefully, we're transitioning to the F-16. And I think there's some two-seaters out there, so maybe before I get out, I'll get a ride.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. That'd probably be pretty wild.
Yeah, I've ridden on, the cargo aircraft, C-130, C-17. They suck. From my perspective, anyways, they put us on a big pallet of seats.
Okay.
You treat it as cargo. So
not super comfy.
No.
Okay.
Flying over to Lake Kuwait and stuff. That's a long flight.
Yeah, it was a cool experience. They let us do the simulations, do some of the trainings.
Yeah. They got some cool toys out there.
We were there for 2 days.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool. Nice. It was a really cool experience. So I can't wait to go back on base with you.
Yeah, it'd be cool because that was mainly Army side that you did with the boss lift. Most of that stuff is on the Army side. The air side, there's a lot of stuff that people don't even know. People think of the Army National Guard a lot of times out there just because they do the cool outreach stuff like that. But we can definitely go down to the hangar, look at my shop, show you kind of all the brakes and shears and stuff that we have.
Yeah, I would love to see it. We'll do that. We'll get this out to everyone. So you plan to hopefully move Gem State Metals to its own kind of business complex?
I'm hoping. I don't want to put too much out there because, then it's not going to come true. But like I said, I'm working
it into existence.
I'm going to try and speak it into existence.
Put it out there.
I've worked really hard to get this land, and now we got to find the right investor team to get the building built.
To develop it.
Yeah. And I know it's going to make money. It all napkin mass out. It's just right now the rates are high, so it's hard to do it all through the bank and justify it. Because that's so much money. We estimated during construction if we were to go all bank, it's $100K just in interest before we even get the building.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
So that your mind is just kind of blown as a small business owner. Once you start stepping up the money, it just gets crazy. So
any other big plans like 5-year, 10-year, 15-year plans for Gem State Metals?
The biggest one is trying to get into our own house and get some other business, small business people next to us. That we can kind of provide some really cool services for people. Make it a destination. We are kind of that right now, but if people know us, they know backing down our drive to get to us kind of sucks.
Yeah, it can be a little funky.
If you're a contractor with, an 18-foot trailer and you got to come pick something up from us, it sucks.
I've heard it from our drivers.
Yeah.
So our drivers.
Sometimes they bring the forklift all the way down.
Sometimes they'll park on their main road and drive down. So, that's what I told them. Just park down there, put your flashers on. Yeah. So I would do it.
Yeah, just get in there, man. We're a small business, so you gotta deal with some things sometimes. But
well, I'm excited to do these next 2 pieces with you. I'm excited to share this with our audience. And I thank you for taking the time to meet with us.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.